I've been trying new audio sources, so bear with me on the sound quality. So I got another story to tell you guys. Now, I've debated if I should tell these kind of stories or not, but this is my past. This is what I used to be. I'm no longer this guy. So, I still have some of the attributes about me when it comes to displaying my nature. So, story goes, like I said before, I was in a lifestyle for about 10 years. This was a very interesting time in my life because I didn't know there was a social presence that lived this type of life. So I've dealt with a few married chicks in my day, and throughout those experiences, one in particular stands out because I'll never forget it. There was this woman who I met through a friend of mine, and I met her husband as well. Yeah, I met her husband. It's not one of those type of deals. There was only so far that I would go when it came to what my belief system was at the time, because, like I said, I had to learn what was wrong throughout my lifetime. So through that, I went through a series of experimentation. But the story goes, I met them both, and we got into a conversation, because there are certain things that a woman does in order to show that she's in a lifestyle, whether it be a tattoo, a ring, an ankle bracelet, something. There's always something. The way she talks, the choices of words that she uses, there's always something. And due to me being in a lifestyle for so long, I knew what the codes meant. So I started to ask her about certain things that she said, certain tattoos that she had. And she, in so many words, told me that she was in the lifestyle. Now, this conversation that we had seemed pretty normal on the surface, but we were having a conversation about the lifestyle right out in the open in public, around other people, but no one knew what we were talking about. So, she then began to tell me that she was looking for someone like me. And I said, how ironic, because I'm looking for someone like you. So we began to talk more, and we set up meetings. This is normal in the lifestyle, to set up meetings to discuss what should go on and what shouldn't go on. There are always rules to the lifestyle. Now, with every individual person, those rules may change, but generally speaking, sex is involved always, generally. So, we ended up setting up a date where I went to her house. She lived in the same city as I did, so it wasn't that far away. It was roughly about maybe 15, 20 minutes from where I was. Very nice house, very middle class. Me at the time, I was not middle class. At the time, I was still in college. So going to a setting like that was kind of like a breath of fresh air. I got to sit down in a nice couch. I got to be served food by her, etc., things like that, because I was without a woman at the time. And I was also not dealing with the quality of woman that she was. Not saying that the women that I was dealing with were lesser quality. She was just different in quality. Though I did enjoy her quality nonetheless. So we ended up having sex at our house. Her husband knew about it because he was in a lifestyle as well. Recorded the whole thing. It was very passionate, I guess you can say. It was almost like I've known her for years, and we've had sex for many years. Very enjoyable. She was a small, petite woman, roughly about 130 pounds, 5'4"-ish. So, it was nothing for me to pick her up and do with her what I wanted to do. It was nothing for me to force her into positions. It was nothing for me to have her do my will. Afterwards, we had a conversation about the next time of what I wanted to do, since this situation at that time was according to what she felt comfortable with. Now that she has seen my ability and she's tasted of my energy, she understood what I was exactly. So she was under my, I guess you can say, submission. A week goes on, and we talk a few times in between that, and we set the dates up. She actually wanted to go out on a date with me, and she asked if that would be appropriate, and I told her I had obliged, no problem. So we go out to a date, have dinner. We go actually see a movie. I know you guys are probably like, how is this, possible? How is it that a married woman can be so open with what she does, and her husband be so open with accepting it? This is the lifestyle. Many people that you may have seen throughout your lifetime operate in this way, and you have no understanding of exactly what's going on. But this is what's going on. So anyways, we get a hotel room, and there was one thing specifically that her husband told me. He said, don't be so rough with her that it would alter her ability to please me. And I said, cool, no problem. Pretty good at what I do. Here comes the issue. This is why I no longer engage in this. Because I like to believe that the spiritual stance that I've taken is one that aligns with the practicality of how things should be, which aligns with what I aim to exact. So this is partly why I no longer engage in those activities, because I can't have things exactly how I want them. But anyways, so we ended up going to the hotel room, and I proceeded to seduce her. I walked her into the room with my hand around her neck, and I led her to the bed with her in front of me. I took her shirt off. I kissed her neck. While I was kissing her neck, I was unbuttoning her pants. I unbuttoned her pants. Then I reached around, I grabbed her ass firmly, and I bit her on the shoulder. Not hard, but hard enough to let her know that I was serious. She was facing me. I grabbed her by the waist, and I looked into her eyes, and I grinned. with a small chuckle. And I turned her around. I dropped my pants. I threw her on the bed, pushed her forward. And then I ravished her. Not going to get into the details, of course. But let's just say, she was wearing an IUD at the time. And that came dislodged. Which resulted in a trip to the doctors the next day, which her husband was not very happy about. But, you know, she was happy, even though he was not. But this is the games you play when you live in the lifestyle, when you give your woman over to another man. These are the things that you have to consider. From that point on, we had sex a few more times, but it was never like the ones before, where there was so much passion in it. Because we had to be cautious about how we conducted ourselves sexually with each other. And that grew distasteful to me. I was displeased by it. So I ended the relationship. Not in such a way where I told her what the situation was and how I understood it, but more so in a sabotaging kind of way, which I won't get into. But no one was harmed in the making of this film, believe me. But the reason why I tell this story is people think they understand when it comes to human nature, which is not so. What you see is just a superficial reality. It is not always the truth. More times than not, it is not the truth. But this is my intro into one of the stories that dealt with the lifestyle. I might tell more in the future, I don't know, possibly. Depends on what kind of feedback I get from this video. But anyways, I've got stuff to do. And no, it's not anyone else. So till next time, this has been the Wolf and Alpha Attire. Peace.